Nobody likes watching training videos, but this one isn't for us, it's for you. You spent a lot of money on these meds. Let's make sure you get the best results possible. Many of our patients have cited this video as the key to their success, especially those who had been on a GLP-1 at other clinics. It's important to watch it all the way through before picking up your medications. When you arrive, you'll be given a kit that looks like this. Let's go over what you'll find in your kit. This is your FAQ sheet. The first two sections cover what you will find in your kit and how to store everything. Section 3 is tips for reducing nausea. In your kit, you will find a few ginger chews, which are a great over-the-counter nausea remedy. You can also purchase Lipo Max 5 shots from us, which contain B1, B12, and B6, which are all amazing at combating nausea. We also sell Zofran, which is a powerful anti-nausea medication. If you need help dealing with nausea or any other side effect, contact us. We're happy to help. The last section of the sheet has helpful tips on water, protein, and fiber intake. On the other side of this page are the 3 most frequently asked questions with answers from our medical director. New patients always have these 3 questions when starting a GLP-1. How to maintain muscle mass while losing weight? What is a true weight loss plateau? And the math of how to lose 8 pounds every month. Read through the sheet to learn what to look out for. In the kit is a pack of 10 syringes and a card showing the steps of how to do an injection. When you come to pick up, you'll find your free month of B12 or your free month of NAD+, whichever item you chose beforehand. This is your B12 injections. There are 4 pre-filled syringes in this bag. B12 helps with any potential nausea and provides extra energy while taking your GLP-1. Please keep your B12 pack in the refrigerator and in this black bag. B12 is injected 1 time per week in the morning into either a muscle or fatty tissue. The best places to inject are the top of your thigh, the top of your butt, or if you have someone who can help you, your shoulder, where you get a vaccine. If you find the free B12 helpful and want to purchase more, it's only $35 for 1 month or $55 for 2 months. This is the NAD plus N AD+, which provides energy and mental focus. Start with 1/4 of 1 full square. Place the 1/4 square between the cheek and gums and let it dissolve. It is not dangerous if you swallow the square, it's just less effective. Take your square in the morning on an empty stomach. Keep your NAD+ refrigerated and in its black plastic container. Your GLP-1 vial. This is your GLP-1 vial. It is made of very delicate glass. Keep the vial in the black box it came in and store it in the fridge to prevent accidental breakage. If the vial drops on tile, it will break. Please note, your NEW vial is sealed but will look empty. Don't worry, you received the correct amount of medicine. Your vial can hold 1,000 units of medication, so if you bought a 200-unit vial, it will only be 20% full, and only 10% if you bought 100 units. The vial will look empty, but the amount, if correct. Don't worry about how full the vial looks. Just know if you stay at 20 units per week of tirzepatide, your vial will last you 10 weeks, and if you stay at 10 units of semaglutide, your vial will last 10 weeks. Remember, your vial will run out sooner if you increase your dose. How long your vial will last depends on how quickly and how high you choose to increase your dose. Progress tracking card. This is your progress tracking card. We suggest putting the card on your fridge for accountability. Each time you reach for food, you'll see your goals, which may encourage better choices. The card also helps you monitor your medication usage, ensuring you always know exactly how many units are left in your vial. The red star stamp at the top of the card indicates how many units are in your new vial. Use this section to fill in how many units you inject each week. By subtracting the units you've used from the total you started with, you'll know exactly how many units are left in your vial. When you have 2 weeks worth of medication left in your vial, start the refill process by scanning this QR code at the bottom of the card. The refill process is simple. 1. Fill out a refill form. 2. Purchase your vial. 3. Book a time to come pick up. How to do your injection.
Some of our medications, you're only going to inject very small amounts. Take a moment to read the directions as to how many units you will be injecting with each injection. You'll lift up the vial and pop off the blue lid. Remove the orange lid from the bottom. Take off these orange caps It's important to not touch the needle, inject the air into the vial, and turn everything over. At this point, you'll want to make sure that the tip of the needle is within the liquid in the vial. Draw back with your plunger just past the amount that the doctor has prescribed because you may notice there's a few air bubbles in there. Using your finger, tap out those air bubbles. Before removing the needle in the syringe, make sure that you are at the correct number of units that the doctor prescribed. The most common places to inject are going to be your abdomen. You're going to prepare this area by wiping it with an alcohol swab. You will pinch the area of skin, inject the needle at a 90-degree angle, and over a couple seconds with the plunger, push the medication in. At this point, you'll withdraw the needle. You did a subcutaneous injection. If you have any additional questions or concerns, you can always contact Strive Pharmacy.
How much do I inject? For semaglutide, inject 10 units each week for the first 4 weeks. On your 5th injection, you may increase to 20 units. For tirzepatide, inject 20 units each week for the first 4 weeks. On your 5th injection, you may increase to 40 units. When do I increase my dose? Knowing when and how much to increase your dose is by far the question we receive most frequently. The back of your progress tracking card explains in detail when to increase your dose. Review this card the day you pick up your meds, and review it again at week 5 when you're considering increasing your dose. GLP-1 meds take a few weeks to fully build up in your body. If you don't feel anything after your first dose, don't worry, that's normal. After a few weeks, you'll start to notice these 4 feelings: appetite suppression, decreased food noise, feeling full longer, decreased cravings to snack. You may stay at your current dose for as long as it remains effective at providing these 4 things. If you notice the meds have decreased in their effectiveness, move to the next full dose jump on your 5th injection. Stay at your new dose for 4 more weeks before deciding to increase again. If effectiveness drops off after 4 weeks, move up to the next full dose. If the meds are still effective after 4 weeks, you can stay at that dose, but reevaluate weekly instead of waiting another full month. Most people notice the effectiveness decreasing between weeks 5-8. Weekly reevaluation helps you notice when it's time to increase your dose. Do not base your dose increases on how much weight you've lost. Decide to stay or increase your dose entirely on how the meds are making you feel. Having strong appetite suppression will result in you being in a calorie deficit. Being in a calorie deficit will result in weight loss. Small dose jumps are generally ineffective for increasing appetite suppression and waste your time and your medications. Unless you have a good reason not to, always move to the next full dose jump when you've decided it's time to increase. Taking more than what's outlined on your dosing schedule card is not permitted. If you feel you need to take less than what's listed, please contact our office first. Not following the dosing card without our approval will affect whether the doctor approves your next refill request. Increasing too quickly can cause severe side effects. Increasing your dose quicker than listed won't make you lose weight faster. You'll just use up your meds quicker, requiring a refill sooner and costing you more money. If you have any questions about increasing your dose, don't hesitate to reach out to our office. Protein. GLP-1s do not cause muscle mass loss. What they do is produce significant appetite suppression, dramatically reducing your desire to eat. And when you're not hungry, a high-protein diet feels heavy and unappetizing. Instead, you crave lighter foods, like carbs. If you're in a calorie deficit and your body needs energy but doesn't have enough protein available, it will steal protein from your muscles. Which is why some people lose muscle mass while on the medication. It's not the medication, it's their food choices. Maintaining your muscle mass is easy if you do these 2 things. 1. Eat a high-protein diet, and 2. Strength train 2 to 3 times per week. Eating actual meat protein helps you feel full longer and faster, enhancing the GLP-1's effect. Together, they form an incredible combo for weight loss. Aim to eat your target weight in grams of protein daily as your protein goal. For example, eat 130 grams of protein if your target weight is 130 pounds. Eating your target weight in protein on a GLP-1 will be extremely difficult unless you find pre-made protein shakes you like. When you're on a GLP-1, a protein shake will feel like a full meal. It only costs a couple of dollars, making it an easy and affordable way to get your protein without having to eat an entire meal. Strength training. Many women avoid lifting weights and opt for treadmill instead, fearing they'll bulk up, but it actually takes years of dedicated heavy lifting to build the kind of muscle they're worried about. The reality is, 5 pounds of muscle is half the size of 5 pounds of fat, so you will actually look leaner with more muscle. 40 minutes of weightlifting burns more total calories across the day than 40 minutes of jogging on the treadmill, because weights keep your metabolism elevated and you continue burning calories long after you finish your workout. Stationary biking, running, or walking on a treadmill are great cardiovascular exercises, or are not strength training. Use free weights or bodyweight exercises like squats and push-ups to help build muscle. If you're sore a day or two after your workout, then you are building muscle. If you're not, you are doing cardio. A high-protein diet, L-carnitine, and strength training guarantee that you will not lose muscle. When you come to pick up your medications, we will do an in-body scan. An in-body scan tracks body fat and muscle mass, giving a clearer picture of progress than the bathroom scale. It shows exactly how many pounds of muscle you have, your body fat percentage, and where fat is stored, providing a detailed baseline and a clear way to measure real progress over time. After we get your baseline, we'll repeat the scan at your refill visit. It'll be exciting to see your progress. We'll print your results and show you exactly how much fat you've lost and where on your body it came from. What day should I take my medication? We recommend taking your medication on Wednesday or Thursday night. Here's why. Many people notice strong appetite suppression for the first 5-6 days after a dose. Toward the end of the week, the effect can dip a little before your next injection. If that dip happens, it's better for it to fall during the work week instead of the weekend. A weekend without medication support can undo a lot of the progress you've made during the week. We also suggest you start by taking your dose at night before bed. That way, if you experience mild side effects like nausea, you'll likely sleep through the first 8 hours. If, after a few weeks, you notice no side effects, you can switch to taking your medication during the day if that works better for your schedule. Quick recap. Keep your meds in the fridge. Be careful with the vial. Inject 1 time per week. Eat a high-protein diet and strength train 2 to 3 times per week. Do not guess with your medications. If you have questions about adjusting your dose, side effects, or anything at all, call or text us. Follow these tips and guidelines to set yourself up for success. We're excited to see your progress. Thank you for trusting us to be part of your journey.